Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. It's the weekend. What are you up to? We're here on Crafters TV all through the day. And as you all well know, on this Saturday, it is an amazing sewing day. I love a Saturday with our very fabulous guests who I'll introduce in a minute, because I learn something new every single time, because I'm not really a sewer, but I love the fact that I learn all these different techniques, even if I'm not going to put them to good use. But anyway, it is going to be a fabulous Saturday, and we're starting off with softer side of life as well. And it means we've got new launches. So you'll get in time for your Christmas stockings, extra stocking fillers, also giftable items as well, really giftable items at this time of year, which I absolutely love. So make sure you stay in tune. We've also got an outlet sale still ahead on the website, so make sure you go ahead there. Up to 70% off on some goodies, so you might still grab yourself a bargain. So lots to be had all through the day. Now, she's been making me laugh already. I've literally just dried my eyes because it's going to be a fun day, I think, today. This lovely lady has a fabulous red jumper on today. It matches other coordinates that she's got on with her today. So I love the fact she's got a bright red jumper and she's with me all day. Becky, we're going to have a fab day, aren't we?
We are, yeah. I've got red socks on today.
And red earrings. I was talking about your red earrings.
I've got candy cane earrings. And actually, we were just saying we should have just swapped, shouldn't we? I should have given you my candy cane earrings. You should give me your ears. And you should have my horns. Do they call them horns? Antlers.
Antlers. They're not horns, they're antlers. Not a devil, of course not, Johnny. Johnny and Jamie are with us today as well in the gallery. They're saying hello, and Jake is in on the product side, making sure we're all, Daddy Jake, I like the sound of that. He's had little Milo ready for Christmas. All good in that household. I love the fact that they have a little baby that's just making everything so, so happy. Becky, what have we got in store today?
Loads. Oh, Christmassy stuff, of course. So the first thing I'm going to show you, we all need a stocking. We all need a stocking.
We've got kits to make
stockings.
Oh, love them.
To show you how to make 2 stockings, but I'm going to show you how to make 4.
Wow. And Becky, where can we get that material from?
Oh, this is panel, pre-printed panel.
In the stocking?
In the stocking thing. So and you're also going to get decorations to make as well. So I'm going to show you how to make the decorations.
Wow.
So really easy to do. This is something that, if you it's only going to take you an afternoon to knock up. Really,
right.
So easy for you to do, even if it was a Christmas Eve thing that you're going to do. But how lovely to have heirloom stockings that you can keep using year after year, that you can have for all of your family. So I really like this idea. I like the idea of, we're selling those as 2 stockings, but I'm going to show you how to make them into 4.
Oh,
or possibly
amazing.
8 if we're going to be really, really careful.
Oh, love
throw them on the floor. And then we have these new Make It kits.
Wow, love those.
These are absolutely perfect if you want to gift these. Make them up and gift them as Christmas presents. But they come in a box. You have every single item that you need, apart from a sewing machine and thread. But you get all of the pre-printed fabric. You even get the elastic, you get the little button, you get all the binding. This is a little sewing kit, so you pop your scissors in here, and you've got a place to put your needles in here, little pockets. So great for a little gift for someone who's starting sewing. But you'll be able to make it because everything is included inside the box, which makes it really, really good value.
That's incredible.
And then you've got these 2 bags, perfect for makeup bags. If you're anything like me, I've got not little nieces, but young teenage nieces. They want makeup for Christmas. You can make these, fill them with all the makeup bits and pieces. I mean, this one's even got an extra little pocket at the top here.
Wow.
Really, really useful to use. And again, you're going to get all of the panels already pre-printed with all of the little shapes in here. Get rid of all that packaging there. So you can see this lovely cylindrical one that you've got with that little handle at the top here. And it just means that they are really, really good value. Everything's very simple to use and they're not overly complicated. I was going to say, if you're going to start with any of them, this would be the one I would start with. But they are simple to use, and I love the fact you're going to get everything inside that box that you could possibly need.
Including that material?
The whole lot.
That is incredible. They remind me of, I remember going to garden centres, used to demo at some garden centres, and they're the sort of things, those bespoke sort of handmade things, that the material on them are absolutely stunning. I think we're going to expect a riot on those. They're going to be incredible. incredibly busy. Lots of you in with us this morning already. Brenda Kay is in saying good morning. We've got Polly in saying a fabulous day to all from Florida. Caroline is in saying good morning my crafty peeps, and it's a very blustery and wet south coast in the UK. Yeah, it's here as well up north. It's very rainy. Stay in and just watch us today. That'll be good. And we've got Mistress Deo saying good morning everyone. Wit and Wendy in Camden this morning. I think it's wet and windy everyone. Lois is in this morning saying hello from Ohio, and Marianne is also in saying good morning, and Rachel is in on socials today. So stay social with us all day. Get in your messages, send in anything you want to ask myself or Becky, and we will get that answered for you. But we are going to start the show with those fabulous kits. Now they are brand new. You've seen Becky showing them. We can see them here. Absolutely beautiful. You're getting 19 elements in total, which is incredible. Love the fact that you're getting all of these in there. Beautiful designs, and for £40 or $50, I think that's incredible value. If you break them down, you've got 3 presents there, which is incredible. So I absolutely love those ones, which are well, they're just amazing, aren't they? So think of gifts for Christmas. You will get them posted, and you will get them in time for Christmas, providing all the postal services are all good. But we will also make sure that you'll you'll get them in time for Christmas to put in those stockings, which is incredible. Now, something else that we've had going on, which is incredible all this week, we've had this fantastic 12 days of Craftmas. I love that because it means that you get something from us, additional extra, just for being that loyal, amazing person all year round for Crafters Companion. So today we're going to be spinning the wheel. Let's go. Shall we do it? Let's do it. Love this wheel. Right, it's going round. We're getting lots on here. What's it going to let? Oh, a free gift. Oh, I love a free gift, Becky. Love a free gift, yes. Let's find out what that free gift is. We will tell you in a little while exactly what it is. Oh, we've got to find it. We've got to find it. I know what it is. I know what it is, but we will show you in a little while. Before we do, let's get just started on some material that we've got in the show as well, because this is amazing. It's brand new launches today. We've shown you those kits, which we will get on in a little while, but we've also got some amazing materials for you. Now, you are actually getting half a metre of here. Let's start with our Ditzy Floral Cream. Love this one. It's a huge amount that you're getting on these. Lovely prints on them. You can see the packaging. It's so lovely. So you've got your Ditzy Floral. We're actually doing this for £7, I believe. We'll bring it up for you in a second, but it's $7.49 for half a metre. How amazing is that? Or $10.99. Look at that platinum price. The next one we're going to show you is our Ditzy Floral Blue. So another beautiful design, but this one you're getting with that blue in the background. Again, $7.49 or $10.99. We've got our Ditzy Floral Dark Blue. Love this one. I think that's a really pretty design. You can go for as many as you want, so fill your boots on there, just decide which ones you want to go for. We've also got our Floral Dot in the blue as well, another beautiful design. Our platinum price on that is $5.99 or $8.79, and that's for your half a metre. Then we've got our Flower Dot Red, another beautiful design, same as the blue but in that red pattern, so beautiful. You can mix and match these as well, which I absolutely love. We've then got our Small Flowers in blue as well. That one would go beautiful with the dotty blue. Look at that, so nice. Love those. So that's our Small Flowers in the blue. We've also got the Small Flowers in the pink. So another pretty design on there. Love all these different prints that we're bringing to you. There's 12 different ones in total. We've got our heart blue, another gorgeous design. That one is $7.49 and $10.99. We've got our heart in red as well. Another gorgeous design. Love all these little hearts. You know you're going to be using them throughout the year for anything. And then we've got our natural heart as well. So another beautiful design. And I absolutely adore these last two. We've got our flower chain in the blue. That reminds me of my girls making daisy chains when they were little. Absolutely gorgeous. And then we've got our flower chain in our green as well. So absolutely beautiful. Now that's your 12 designs, which are amazing. Let's pop those to the side. We've also got another new launch, which are, I love these. These are beautiful. Now your first one we've got is your gingerbread house calendar. Even though this is just sort of advent calendar, I think you can get ready for next year. But we've also got your Christmas stocking in that collection as well. You're getting both of those for $39.98 or $49.90, saving over 10%. It's the best way to buy them, but you can get them individually as well. Your platinum price is $31.98 and $39.92. So you're getting a nice amount in those ones, which is incredible. Now, let's have a look and see if we've got Zoe Carver's in this morning, who is joining us. She's saying, morning all, I've just been watching James Martin making sausage rolls, and we were talking of sausages this morning. They were just literally before the show, and then was saying making sausage rolls, and his recipe for rough puff pastry. I wonder if that was the pastry recipe that Craig uses. Oh,
so that's a quick,
has he been talking
that's
about?
a quick puff pastry, isn't it? A rough puff.
A quake?
Quick.
Oh, a quick.
It's a quick one.
Quick,
yeah.
Yes, yes. I don't know, I'm not a pastry maker.
Oh.
Yeah, do you know what? The last time I tried pastry
Debbie Fisher, pastry maker on your badge.
No.
No?
No, not even cook, chef, bottle washer. That would be on my one. So Al does all the cooking in our household. So yeah, no, I don't cook. But yes, I do buy ready-made pastry if ever I'm going to be doing anything like that. Right. Anyway, showed you those ones. Amazing. They're Make It kits. These are incredible and very busy for them as well. And we're going to get a demo done with these. So remember, you're getting all of these. You can buy them individual, but the best price to get these at, you can see you're making that saving, £40 or $50, saving over 10%. Platinum price £32 or $40, so a great price for those. Remember, get anything you want or ask Becky while she's in the studio today, get those through to our Rachel. She'll send them through to the studio and I'll ask Becky as the day goes along. And remember, you're getting that free gift, so we've still got to tell you about that. I don't think you need to do anything. You literally will just check out and that will be put into your basket. You've got to spend over £10. That's the only thing that you need to do to get that free gift. Oh, are we going to show you? Are we going to show you? Are we? Here it is. It's coming. There it is, our free gift. It's your keyring maker. You're getting that for absolutely nothing at all. It's our 12 days of Craftmas. So make sure that you put your order in and you will get that free to you for no pennies whatsoever. Right, Becky, what are we starting with?
Well, I thought we'd do the Make It kits because I think these are going to be, if you've got a family member that likes to sew or perhaps wants to get started with sewing, these are absolutely perfect because, as I said before, every single thing is contained within that little box. So you have a pre-printed panel. In fact, I might ask Debbie if I can grab one because one I've already got here is already cut up. So I might just grab that panel from you, Debbie, if that's all right. That sewing template panel. Can I get that from you?
So the template from
that
here?
One. Can I grab that one? Is that all right? And so I can open it up and show what's inside it. So you're going to be getting in these, say for this one, for example, you get pre-printed panels. You just need to cut all the sections out. And you also get the zip in here as well. So you get every single thing you could possibly need. Thank you very much. Glamorous assistant. So if I show you what the panels look like, because I've already cut into mine to save a little bit of time. These are really brilliant because if you've never sewn before and you're a bit concerned about how to read a pattern and all those sorts of things, you've got everything here. We've even printed on here what everything's called. So all it is a question of cutting around the edges on the line. Now, when we sew things together, we talk about a 1/4 inch seam allowance. This has already been taken into account, so you can cut right on this line around the edge, and you'll see this is the outer panel, and then you've got the centre panel, left and right panels. Then you've got these different pockets in here, and we've got all these different coordinating fabrics in here, all those different sort of designs. So we really have given you everything you could possibly need in that little panel. So I'll show you what I've already done, which is I've already cut the pieces out. So you can see here, this is my outer panel. This is the one with the gingham on it. I've also cut the other panels, so this forms a little bit of a pocket, and I've stitched these two pieces together. I put them right sides together and stitched them, and then I turned them around, gave them an iron, and then stitched over the top again, so that creates that little pocket. I've also got these side panels here. You've got a centre panel here. Whoops. Let's take those little bits off to show you. So I've got my centre panel over here. And then I've also got my side panel down here. Now what I've done to save a bit of time is I've also cut out the panel that creates a pocket, and I've put those two pieces together. I've once again sewn them right sides together and then just stitched over the top to create that little bit of a pocket here. And I've done the same thing with the scissor pocket. So you can see here you've got two different types of fabric, two different things. Again, turn them inside out, so you've got them back right sides together, stitched down the sides, turn them around the right way, and then I've put a little bit of binding fabric here. And the idea is that will pop here, this little pocket goes over the top here. So when you've got your scissors, if I grab a small pair of scissors, this would be the largest size you could have. You would just pop your scissors in here, and then that little bit will just go over that top, just to keep them all nice and secure. You can also use these pieces of fabric and stitch them together to make a little loop, and you can attach that little loop with a little popper, which we've got in the collection. I can't think what these are called. Popper, you know what I mean, snap fastener. That goes there, and so you can secure your scissors even more securely in this little design. If I show you on this one, this is the finished sample. So you can see here, we've got that little pocket here. There's a little bit of ribbon that they've used for this one with a button just holding it in place. And you've got these little snap fasteners down there. So when you pop your scissors into here, you can loop that around and then secure it there.
Oh, that's
and that'll keep everything in place, which I think is a really nice idea. This little bit over here is for where you pop your needles when you don't want to use them. You've got these little pockets down here for all sorts of different bits and pieces for you when you sew. And you've even got some hook and loop fastening over here on this side pocket, again, to keep everything nice and secure. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have a go. I won't be able to finish it completely, but we're going to have a go at trying to complete this more or less in the time that we've got today. So I'm going to take my bits that I've already made. So they're very simple to put together. You've got your scissor pocket down here. You've got this one here. You can choose which way round you want to have it, actually. So if I want to have a more muted tone, I can perhaps do it like that, or use those colours. I think maybe I like the red. I think the red is nice. The red and the blue, I think, goes really well.
I love all these patterns.
They're so nice, aren't they? And I'm going to use a couple of my little clips down here just to put them in place. But before I sew them, I love my glue. I love my glue, and I'm hoping there's a little bit over here because textile glue. My textile glue, the textile glue I think is one of the best things that has been invented since pins, because it's much easier to use a little bit of textile glue just to secure everything in place before you stitch it rather than using pins.
Oh, okay.
So I find it's really invaluable. And this is textile glue, it's not ordinary glue, it's made for textiles.
Does that mean that it dries softer so it doesn't go hard? Like
no, well, what happens is it's okay to go through your sewing machine. So if you use glue that's not textile glue, it can gum up the needle on your machine, and it's not very good. If you use something like collal all purpose, you just wouldn't, because there's no way you'd get a sewing machine needle through it after it dries. This works really well for all textiles. I just find it where I would normally use a pin or a little bit of tacking, I use this instead. So I'm just going to pop a little bit more glue down here. And then when I stitch everything together, I know everything's going to be in the right place. I put that centre panel just to one side. I've already done this left-hand panel because I've got that little pocket. What I did around this side, I just did some basting stitches. The basting stitches are very long stitches. They're just there to hold everything in place. They're not there to secure everything. They're just there for the temporary measure. So I'm going to put that to one side. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to create this panel here with that hook and loop tape. So I want to sew that hook and loop tape onto this piece here. So I'm going to take one side and then I want to place it around about there.
And the hook and loop comes in this
Comes in with it as well. Comes in with this as well.
So good.
Again, I'm going to use a bit of glue because why not? It's easier. I'll just put a little bit of glue along the back just to pop it in place. And I am going to stitch it down, but I'm just going to use that to hold it in place. I'm actually going to line it up against those little polka dots that we've got there. And that's going to be, that's more or less in the centre. So when I'm happy with that, I'm going to stitch that down. And then what I want to do is I want to put this other piece of hook and loop tape on this side of my panel in the right place. So I'm just going to more or less line that up. I can feel underneath this hook and loop tape where that is. And I know I want to have it along that line there. So again, a little bit of glue just to hold it in place.
And you only need a tiny amount because you're just,
yeah,
like you say, just holding it in place while you sew.
It's just holding it while you stitch it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stitch along this line here with the sewing machine. We're going to do exactly the same here. You can stitch along the bottom as well just to secure everything in place, but a stitch along the top is sufficient to hold it.
How many hours of stitching do you do a week, Becky?
A lot, a lot. I did a quilting fair a couple of weeks ago, and then I came up here and I left all the stuff in the living room, but the family were not happy about that, and so they shoved everything in my craft room. And honestly, I can't get into my craft room now.
Oh no!
So any sewing that I did this week, I had to do the sewing in the room that I do my Facebook Lives in, which is at the top of the house, and it's full of cameras. And you know, the children seem to use it as their dumping ground for clothes they no longer want to wear, but don't bother taking down to the charity shop. So I've been sort of struggling a little bit, trying to get my sewing done. But yeah, it's pretty much all the time, really. I suppose that's how it is for most people. With when your hobby is your job as well, you are doing it all the time, aren't you? Right. So now I've stitched those two pieces together. Now I know that when I pop my hook and loop tape together, that's all going to work. And again, I want to do a little bit basting stitches around here, so I just want to secure these little pieces in place. I probably would be all right because I've got that hook and loop tape that's going to keep it all in place. But just to make sure, I'm just going to do some basting stitches down here. Basting stitches, like I say, it's the longest stitch length that you've got on your machine, which is 4.5 centimetres. I'm just going to stitch down these two sides just to keep everything in place. And I'm using less than 1/4 of an inch seam allowance because that's what I'm going to use to sew everything together. So I'm using less, just a little bit less than 1/4 of an inch seam allowance.
I do love the prints on these. That red is so pretty.
It's really spring-like, isn't it? Very joyful.
Yeah, it's really
kind
lovely.
of thing
And it does make them look really designer looking, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. In the box that you'll also get the instructions, which I've not talked about. So you can see here, you've got all of the different things, and it shows you how to put everything together. So if I flip it over and sort of show you where we are at the moment, I haven't brought the little circular piece that's going to form our needle holder. I haven't brought that with me, but I'm going to start stitching everything else together. So all we do is we get these panels down here. We want to sew all of these panels together.
So Becky, are these all pre-cut for you?
No, they're on that big sheet of fabric.
Oh, so sorry, they're pre-printed on there.
Pre-printed, yeah, you just cut them out.
So
and you don't have to worry about seam allowance because that's already been taken into account. So you literally just cut on the line.
Oh, amazing.
It makes it really easy, so you don't have to worry about it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stitch all these bits and pieces together. So we just fold them right sides together and we're going to stitch down here. So that's going to sew that one. And we're going to fold this one here, right sides together, stitch there, and that forms that piece. And then we're going to pop this piece over the top, and then we're going to add the binding. So you even get the binding. The binding looks like this, and the idea being that that goes all the way round the edge you've got here, and it just finishes everything off, makes it all nice and tidy. So you've got all these sort of raw edges, or we will have all these raw edges in a moment, but you want to get rid of all of those, so you're just going to be using this lovely binding to go around the edge. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch those bits and pieces together now.
And is that easy enough to put on? Because that looks to me like it could be tricky.
Again, glue.
Oh,
bit of glue, just to pull it all together. I would leave the glue just to set for a few minutes. You know, go make yourself a cup of tea, put it all together, make yourself a cup of tea, and then come back and stitch it all together. But yeah, glue is definitely your friend.
And is
with this.
Is the glue something you could use instead of stitching?
Not really.
Right.
What have I done with my pins? There they are. Not really, because the glue is quite strong, and I know Leanne has said she fixed her dog crate, like a fabric crate that had come loose where the zip was, and she just used the glue. I would think that, I think of the glue as a bit of a, it's like pinning. It's an alternative to pinning.
Right.
So for example, on the advent calendar we've got, you could use the glue to go around the edges rather than stitching little pockets together. You could use glue, but you then have to be a little bit careful as to what you put inside the pockets.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want anything too heavy.
Good to know.
We're just going to stitch that all along using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Then we've got this piece here. You can see what that looks like, so that's all sewn together. And then we'll do the same on this side. So again, using your pins. So I just think this would be the first one I would do. If you've never sewn before, this would be the first one to do. It's the simplest one to do, only because the other ones have got zips in that just take a little bit of titivation, I suppose. And you'll need to use a different foot on your machine, which also machines will be able. They generally come with a zipper foot, but if they don't, then you can easily get one. For straight, this one is just going to involve straight sewing. It's not going to involve any other kind of sewing, which makes it nice and easy to use.
I mean, I know we're talking about these as kits and gifting them as kits for people to make for Christmas, but actually, what a lovely present to make for somebody and then gift the actual bag itself, because they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'm actually begging here, you know, I'm thinking I'd love Becky to make me one of those bags.
Well, funnily enough, have you seen your Secret Santa present yet? No. We were just saying, I don't think we're doing Secret Santa this year, are we?
No Secret Santa this year. I have a bit of a story about my Secret Santa for last year, and I need to apologise to whoever bought my Secret Santa, because I still don't know who bought my Secret Santa last year. But it was beautiful. I got given a beautiful necklace last year, but I'm a bit of a habit girl. I wear the same things, and I've got 2 necklaces I tend to wear all the time. And then only a couple of weeks ago, bearing in mind we was nearly in December, and so it's nearly a whole year since I got my Secret Santa, and I'd never worn this necklace. So huge apologies, because I then took this necklace out and thought, oh, that's really unfair. I need to wear that necklace because it was really pretty. And then I thought, what's that mark on there? And I put my glasses on, and my children's names have been engraved on every ring on my necklace. So Jordan, Poppy and Kyra's, all their names were on my necklace for my Secret Santa, and I didn't even know. and I feel terrible, and I still don't know who my Secret Santa was. So whoever bought, and I'm wearing it all the time. I've got it around my neck now, and it's really pretty. So I am wearing it now, even though it took me a year later. So apologies. And no one seems to know who my Secret Santa was, which was, well, but thank you.
Well, the person who organised Secret Santa's left, haven't they? So we wouldn't...
Ah, so it could have been, yeah, Kelly was here. I was sort of thinking it was probably to know me, well, no, everyone knows me quite personally, but I
Everyone
think
knows you.
Leanne,
Yeah.
Kelly, she's gone now, Corinne. I knew it wasn't Becky. I did think of Becky, and then I thought, no, I know she bought Ben's last year, so, oh, sorry, it's out there. Ben might not know that. I'm sure he did, because
buy Ben's, I made
you
Ben's.
made Ben's, I mean, exactly,
Ben's.
yeah, so Ben would know that wouldn't have come from any of us.
We have to find out who was it.
Find out who my Secret Santa was, and just tell them how sorry I was and how thankful I am for such a beautiful gift.
Oh, that's lovely. What I've done here is you also get this piece of fusible batting. Now, batting is it's like felt, I suppose. It creates a thickness, a kind of sturdiness to your fabric. So when you make a quilt, for example, you would put batting or wadding in the inside. So this one's quite thin. So it just gives everything a little bit more of a substance. Mm-hmm. Now this one is quite clever because it has little spots on it which are actually adhesive glue. So all you need to do is you need to have the adhesive spots facing the back of your fabric, and then you use the iron like you just saw me do, and then the heat from the iron will melt the glue in those little spots.
Oh, Becky,
and
that's
then it will just adhere
ingenious.
to everything.
That's amazing.
Yeah, really handy. So I'm just cutting around the edge. You could easily do this with a ruler and your pair of your rotary cutter, but I'm just going to use my scissors to cut round here, and that creates the back, like you see of here. This is going to create that back there. Now we're just going to stitch around here. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this all in place. In fact, what we could do is, where is my little bit of elastic? Oh, where have you gone? So we've got so many little parts to this. There's a little tiny loop of elastic. There it is. So my little loop of elastic, you'd want to pop just here.
I love that everything's included.
I do. I think it makes a really big difference because I've bought things in the past. I have bought things. That's true, Johnny. I've bought things in the past. Not many things in the past, but I have bought things in the past. And you know, you're like, oh, I can't make that because I need a button and I haven't got the right button, or I need a bit of ribbon and I haven't got the right ribbon. And then you put that box away and you think, oh, I'll use that another time. And then you never do. You never get it out the. No, never actually make it. So having something that's got all of those bits and pieces that you need to finish off the project makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So we've got my little bit of elastic here. I'm just going to stitch very close to the edge just to secure that again. And then I've got my buttons over here. So I want my button, if we're going to just use the big button, I want my big button to be around here. So basically on alignment to wherever that third of the inside is going to be, so around about here. But I haven't got a needle ready to stitch that together, so I'm not going to worry too much about that, but I would just pop that there, and you just stitch it at this point now, back and forth, twirl it around the underneath of your button, like you would do when you normally put in a button,
Yep.
and then finish it off on this side, and that means all of your stitching is going to be hidden when we put everything together.
Oh, good tip.
So I'm just going to stitch that little bit together now. So we've got that just in place. And then we're going to pop this on the top here. I'm going to pop that like that. Oh, get rid of those little straggly bits. And put that together.
Looks so good.
Like that. And then all we need to do, now often when I've made bags before, you've got to put them right sides together and leave a gap and then turn them out. Well, we don't need to worry about that with this one because we're going to hide all of those little pieces,
Yep.
all of those raw edges around here with that binding. So we're just going to get everything in nice and straight. And then what we want to do is we want to take our binding, and we've given you too much, which is always a good thing. You've got plenty to go around here. And we're going to choose a place to start. So I think if I start around here, well, you can see here, the way the binding's been done is a strip of fabric that's been folded in half and then ironed. And then each of those edges have been folded up to that middle point and then ironed. So you've got this section here that when you fold it over, it looks like that. So it's all nice and tidy. All of those little ends have been tucked inside. So we're going to just put that around the outside of your little sewing kit. And it's just going to encapsulate the raw edges, and you're going to stitch around the outside. So as I say, I find really great thing with this, bit of glue. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to go around the edge. I'm going to use the odd pin here and there. But I'm going to go around the edge with my glue, just to secure it all in place, if I can ever get the glue to come out. There we go, like that. Then we'll pop that in here. We're just going to hold it inside. So you're encapsulating that little raw edge around there. I'm going to fold that over, and I'm going to use a clip to clip that in place. And that's all we're going to do, all the way around the edge. A bit more around here. We don't need much. It's just a bit to secure it in place.
So it catches. Just in case anyone was wondering, Craig's been on, and it was short crust pastry. He apparently his pie. Did he bring sausage rolls in? Did he? Oh, mince pies.
I missed out. They were in a box on the other side of the studio, and I kept thinking, I must have one in a minute.
I don't like mince pies. I think I'm the only one in history that doesn't. Oh no, Johnny doesn't like mince pies either. Yeah, no, I don't like mince pies.
So when I make mince pies, I put cranberries in them, dried cranberries, and a little bit of marzipan.
Oh.
I should make some, shouldn't I? But unfortunately, this is my last day. Or no, tomorrow is my last day.
Yes.
Up here. I'd have to make mince pies.
There's an oven at the house. Yeah, we finish at 8, Becky.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have an early night tonight. I love it. I love to do a bit of baking. You said you don't bake, Debbie?
So actually, I don't cook, but actually baking I would quite like to do. I just don't get a chance to be honest. But baking is a little bit different from cooking. Yeah, I don't like cooking, no bones about it. I really don't enjoy cooking. But yeah, I do quite like baking. When I get the chance to bake a cake, I quite like it. My daughter's very good at baking.
Yeah.
She bakes amazing cakes. I'm getting withdrawals because we've finished the Great British Bake Off now, haven't we? And I love that. Just think that's so good.
I applied to be on that twice. And I didn't get chosen.
Oh, Becky, no, keep going, keep trying.
There's too many people my age doing Bake Off or applying for Bake Off, so I didn't get
Do you have to send a video in or something like that?
I think it's been quite a few years. I think it was the second or third year that I applied.
Well, Jamie has just made a very good point. He said not all of them are the queen of soft craft.
No, that's very true.
That might be a hindrance. That might be why, though.
Yeah.
That might think she can't be a queen of baking as well as the queen of soft craft.
I wouldn't be in for work, would I? I'd be in the tent making cake. Wouldn't be very good, I don't think, if I did that.
Are you good?
I had a cake company, so I'd hope I'd be all right.
Becky, you never ever fail to surprise me. You've done so many things.
Yeah.
So what was your company called?
Chiswick Cupcakes.
Chiswick
is where I lived.
Cupcakes.
Yeah,
In fact, you even bought cupcakes for your birthday in.
I did. I did. Well, it's just I haven't got the time.
Yeah.
And I come up quite often by train, and it's too difficult to manoeuvre cakes in on the train. But yeah, I used to do quite a few wedding cakes and things like that. And in fact, I was asked to do a wedding cake for a celebrity. Well, I'd say it was a celebrity her dad was a celebrity and her brother-in-law was a celebrity, but she wasn't particularly, I mean, she's a singer, but I didn't know who she was. I had to Google her.
Oh, are you not allowed to say?
But they didn't, in the end, she was just, we couldn't agree on a price. She was sort of saying, well, I could buy a cupcake from Marks and Spencer's and it's only going to cost, £2 for 4. And I said, well, yeah, but I mean, I'm making these by hand for you, and they were made, they made to match your bridesmaids' dresses, and they were like lace edges to them all, and I'm delivering them to central London and displaying them. Anyway, we couldn't come to an agreement, so I didn't do them. But yeah, her loss.
Yes.
I'm sure whatever cakes she had were delicious.
Pin that, Johnny. We will ask later.
When one of my friends, a few of my friends got married, and I made wedding cakes for them, birthday cakes. My niece said, when she got married earlier in the year, and she sort of said, could you make me the cake? And I was like, oh, I'd love to, but I said, it's really stressful. It's really stressful. So I used to wake up in the night, I'd make the cake, I'd do my job, my normal job, and then I'd make cakes in the evening, and I'd finish at sort of 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I wouldn't be able to get to sleep because I would worry that during the night, a fox would break into the house and start eating my cake. So I used to have to sleep on the sofa to protect the cake. And I was just thinking, God, this isn't a way to live your life, is it? And I was like, no, it's really stressful, wedding cakes, so I don't do them anymore. Well,
you just need a Ring doorbell.
I don't think they'd ring the doorbell, though, would they? I don't know.
No, but that you would get activities, motion detective.
In fact, somebody in our group down our street sent a little video of the Ring doorbell. It must have been in the springtime, and it was a fox and a badger, and they were playing together. Just in their sort of driveway. It was quite sweet.
Oh, I love our doorbell. We've only just got it. It's like my new novelty thing. I love it. Well, it just gives you a notification that it says there is activity at your door. And yesterday, ours was coming in at the door, and you can speak. So I was like, Alistair Vile. And it was like, oh. It's very funny. I love it.
So I've almost finished. So you can see I've been pinning around the edge, and I've been gluing as well. I'm going to stitch around the edge in a minute. And I've come to this point here. Now what I want to do is I want to overlap it a little bit. So I'm going to trim that piece off, and I'm going to fold this over on itself to create a nice finish. So I'm going to just do some finger pressing on here. Make sure I've got all of those nice folds in place. And then I can overlap over that other raw edge around here, and then just round here, like that.
Laquita is asking a question.
Yeah.
She's asking that she's got a friend, and she's wondering what level of a crafter is this for? Because she thinks this might be perfect for her birthday present.
Beginner.
A beginner crafter.
Yeah. You're not doing
Laquita.
anything massively complicated in here. You're not using this bit's just a little bit fiddly. I would say just spend a little bit of time. That's why I use the glue. I just think the glue is
I was
better.
just going to say that actually I think for a beginner crafter, just buy some extra glue to go with the kit.
The glue is definitely the way to go as far as I'm concerned. I'm assuming we've got it in stock, but it's definitely worth getting the glue.
John is going to check for us.
But so if I go sew around a curve, it's quite difficult round here. If I'm going to try and secure that in place, you've got to put lots of pins in here. So if I do this now, like that.
That is in stock, the glue, and Johnny's just informed us it's very good for putting on your brownie badges and your Cubs badges. So Johnny's Gemma uses it. I can't stitch though. I can't stitch. I can't cook. I'm not very good at anything really.
Oh, that's
I can make a card.
Yeah, exactly. You can make anyone a card or a box. Right, so you can see here I've stitched around the edge. Now, if that curves around here, curves are always difficult in whatever you do, whether you're any kind of stitching curve. A curve is a bit of a pain in the neck. I've put a big dollop of glue in there, and I've put a couple of pins just to secure it in place. Now, like I said, I would suggest that you do this bit and then you go and have a cup of tea and you leave everything to dry. But we haven't got the time for that, so we're just going to start stitching through. So we're going to start down here, and I'm just stitching just to the edge of that fold. Now what will happen is, because the way the binding is, it will then capture the other side as well, because you folded it in half over everything. So it should be relatively easy, she says. Actually, I'm going to start just here. So another thing which I hate is I don't like to stitch over my pins. I just don't like it. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. And that's one of the things where, if you've got lots and lots of pins, you can sometimes stitch over your pins by accident. But when you're using the glue, obviously it doesn't really matter, because the glue is meant not to gum up your machine. It won't get stuck in, won't make your needle all gooey. Just going to stitch around the edge. We're just taking a bit of time to stitch around here.
So we've got the individual kits if you want to buy them. So this one that Becky's doing here is individual on its own. So if you did want to go for that one, we're going to bring up the details for that one for you. It's at the bottom of the screen there. 10 elements in this one. It's the Make It Kit Sewing Storage, and it's $12.99 or $16.95. If you did want to go for all of them though, it's the best saving, where you're saving over 10% on those. I could watch sewing for ages. Yeah, I don't want to do it, but it makes me want to watch it. Jamie's loving it. Jamie is our replacement. I mean, Jamie's been here a little while now, but he is 2 years now, Jamie, wow. But Jamie is now directing, and I have to say, you are very good, Jamie. Yes, I love you directing. I do miss our Charlotte, but I do love you too, Jamie.
I think Jamie started more or less when I did. I think it's like the same. So there were a couple of you when you first started, weren't they? A couple of students that came in, and Jamie and I have done a lot of videos. We've filmed a lot of videos for Softcraft, for when we've had videos for products where we've got bags or something like that that needed had quite a complicated, well, not complicated, but really benefited from having a video. So we've had a lot of sort of times when we've been sort of stuck together, haven't we, doing some filming. Right,
hours and hours.
Oh, actually, what I should have done before I did all of this is I should have stitched this down. I've not stitched that down by mistake, but that's fine. So you would just stitch along here before I put everything together, but you can see how that looks. So you've got that binding around the outside, obviously needs a bit of an iron. We would just pop the button here, and then you've got that little loop of Velcro, which would then, not Velcro, elastic that would go over the button just to hold it all in place. And you can see how that's going to look. Obviously it needs a bit of a press, and I needed to stitch that bit down, which was very remiss of me. This one's got a few other bits in here, so we've actually cut that circle, which is to provide the needle minder, the place where you pop your needles, and we've just used a decorative stitch with a sewing machine around the edge, which isn't quite a nice thing to do. And this one's got a little loop here with the ribbon and those snap fastenings, so you've got a little hoop to put your scissors in. But I've not done that, but you can see how that works. And once again, you're going to get all of these bits in here. You also get 2 sizes of your scissors. So if you've only got small scissors, you can put this one here. So this is one for your small scissors. If I turn that round the right way, that's how that would look. So if you only got small scissors, you can just pop that in there. But you get everything in this panel, so and everything in the box. So you'll get your panel with all of your pieces ready, marked out. We've highlighted what they're all called. It's just a question of you cutting them out along that line, and then stitching it all together. We give you step-by-step instructions, and you have everything you need to make it. You've got those little snap fasteners, you've got your buttons in there, you've also got the little bit of ribbon if you want to do that little loop, you've got all of that seam binding over here, you've got the hook and loop tape as well. and you've got that little piece of batting in there, which makes it a really usable item for you to get. It's great for a present for you to make, but I think fabulous for someone who wants to sew, and you get that in that nice sort of box as well, which makes it perfect for gifting. So it's a really, really good item to get started with. And of course, all of these follow the same format. So they're different types of designs. That one would be the first one I would start with, the sewing thing, because you don't have any zips in. But these ones are very easy to make. They're not going to be complicated. Like I say, we've given you step-by-step instructions, and there's no measuring because everything's already there for you, which makes it really easy.
Oh, I really appreciate that. And actually, that's exactly what Sandra just asked. She wanted to know if everything comes in, even the batting and all the bits. Yeah, absolutely. It comes with everything. Right, if you want those things, you can go for all 3 of those kits. So you're actually getting, let me have a look, you're getting your cylindrical zip pouch, you're getting your makeup case and your sewing storage as well, all for that amazing platinum price, £32 or $40. Absolutely incredible. Now you can see this big beast of a machine in front of me, which we are just going to go and show a little bit about it, because it's the Gemini 2. It's amazing for sewists out there. So anyone that wants to use sewing, it's the best ever price that we've done it at. Look at that price, £199 or $299. But look at the platinum price. If you're platinum and haven't treated yourself to a machine yet, go for that. Your fabric plates are on the outlet sale as well. We will see them in cartloads, but only if they stay in stock. But for now, just take a look at this and see just how good this machine is.
Introducing the Gemini 2. Our brand new electronic die cutting and embossing machine has all the power and precision of the original Gemini, but with updated functions and innovative new features. Faster and quieter than ever before, the Gemini 2 does all the hard work for you. Cut out the most intricate designs in seconds, and all at the touch of a button. Technology to apply higher pressure than many other machines offers perfectly crisp and clear results every time. The Gemini 2 has the power to take creative projects of all shapes and sizes in its stride. It will cut through a range of materials, from card and paper to cork, thin metal, leather and multiple layers of fabric. So you can save time on your papercraft, sewing and multimedia projects. A new and improved optical sensor runs the full length of its 9-inch platform, offering edge-to-edge precision with cutting plates of any size. Pause, rewind and resume functions take the guesswork out of crafting. Smooth gliding feet make light work of moving and manoeuvring your Gemini 2. And a turntable offers 360 degrees of crafting freedom. Neat storage compartments hold craft tools so they're always at your fingertips right when you need them. A built-in media stand and 3 USB charging points invite you to craft along with your favourite tutorials and workshops on your tablet or phone. Easy to use and with everything you need to get started right out of the box, the Gemini 2 is for beginners and experienced makers alike. From scrapbooking and home decor to handmade cards, quilting and everything in between, bring your creativity to life with the Gemini 2.
It really is just a fantastic machine, and if it's something that I would ask you to treat yourself for Christmas for, that would be it, is that machine. It's incredible. Right, just before the end of the hour, we have got, and don't worry, we've got another hour after that, but I'm just going to recap on this material that's going very quickly. You're absolutely loving it, and I'm not surprised. You're getting ½ a metre in each pack. We've got our flower chain green on this one. We're going backwards this time instead of the opposite way, so we've got our flower chain, just so they find, see, I'm keeping them on their toes in the gallery, because we go, I can do it the other, would you like me to do it the other way around, guys? We're good. We've got our green, flower chain green, we've got our flower chain in blue, so lovely colours, lovely colourways and lovely prints. We've then got our natural heart, so beautiful design. I love that one. I think that's just so stunning. We've also got that heart in red, really gorgeous design. So have I put them out of order? And then we've got our heart in blue, beautiful design in that one. Love that one with the little red hearts. And then we've got, so I'm going to put the blue and the on top of the red. There we go. Should be back into order there. We've got our small flowers in the pink. So you can see those really tiny little flowers on there, but it's such a pretty, delicate fabric on that one. You can see it a bit better on the blue. So you've got your small flowers in the blue. So another gorgeous design. Then we've got that gorgeous spotty one. So the dot, the flower dot in red. Another gorgeous design. Love the ones in the blue. All of them are going to really complement each other. I love the mixing, Becky, of different patterns in fabrics. If you get it right, it looks amazing, doesn't it?
It does, and I think sometimes you can spend a lot of money on patterned fabrics. Too much to be able to use just patterned fabrics throughout the whole of the project that you're doing. So by having some other fabrics that you can sort of blend with them, or some plain fabrics, it makes your pattern fabrics go a long way. And you also see your pattern fabrics a lot better when you've got them up against, you know, that one you've got in your hand now. If you had that against other pattern fabrics, you'd lose that pattern.
Yes.
But if you have them, like those two would go together, but you'd probably need, you know, maybe an orange or a pink or a dark blue, just to, a solid colour to break them up, so you can actually see the pattern in them.
Those two there would go beautiful, wouldn't they? Yeah, absolutely beautiful, those ones. We've got our Ditsy Floral in dark blue. Now, I was asked a question, I'm not sure who by, but that had flicked through, if this Ditsy Floral was one we did before. The Ditsy Floral we did in a paper pad, which I think is, which was very... Jamie's a wealth of knowledge. Ditsy Floral in the rainbow. Wow. So it could be very similar. I'm not sure if it's the exact one, but it's probably very similar. But that's our Ditsy Floral in the dark blue. We've got our Ditsy Floral in the blue. So you've got the darker blue and the lighter blue. So you can see the difference in those ones. And then we've got that beautiful Ditsy Floral in the pink. Or in cream. It's actually called cream. So another beautiful design. You just choose which one you would like. There's $7.49 or $10.99. Platinum price $5.99 or $8.79, which is incredible value when you're getting half a metre of those. So absolutely love that one. We've also got some builder blocks that are on the website. Now these are some of our cartloads that we'll be showing you tonight, providing that they are still there. Becky, can we just have a look at that price? Look at that. $39.99
That is my
$55.97.
That is my absolute favourite product that we have.
Wow.
And it is incredible. If you've not ever, you wanted to sew and you've not bought this yet, this is the opportunity, because that is a great value.
Wow, absolutely amazing. So grab that one. Your platinum price is $31.99 or $44.75. That's a great gift for someone, because you get 18 dies in total on that one, and it is incredible. We've also got some expansion packs here. Now this one is your quarter square triangles. You're getting 5 dies in total. Again, look at that ridiculous price. That is a platinum price of £5.59 or $8.38. And look at that original price, just under £30. That's incredible value. We've also got our wedding ring one, which is our double wedding rings. It's 12 dies in this one. Gorgeous one. It's the extension of your builder block. It's $19.99 instead of £69.99. It's also $25 or $69. A massive saving there of £50 or $64. Platinum price takes you under £20 in the UK. In fact, so it's $15.99 or $20.55. That is exceptional. We've also got our builder block in the alphabet and numbers. 20 dies in this collection. Another great one to have, and really fabulous for building up those alphabet letters. £19 or $25.69. Platinum price $15.99 or $20.55. So absolutely incredible. We have got, I'm just going to go to one question that I just see, which someone was querying, Becky, that you'd said 4.5 centimetres. Did that mean millimetres?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
So yes, millimetres. Just wanted to get that one answered.
That'd be massive, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be massive, wouldn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Sarah C is asking to show the sequin material. I don't think we've got sequin material on the show, have we? We've probably had the sequin material.
Was there some
is it on cartload?
In cartload, maybe.
Maybe. Watch this space. We might have some some later, so hopefully we've got that, Sarah. Sharon is saying, oh, Debbie, my cousin bought me a necklace on my of my 2 children and my granddaughter's name on it. It was for my 60th birthday and I've wore it ever since. It's just a beautiful, thoughtful present. Yeah, absolutely. It just took me a year to get it out the box. So, but yes, I love it. Tess is saying, I used the textile glue for the first time recently, making the crossover bag. It worked brilliantly. Yeah, I think an advocate for the glue is definitely our Becky. Linda is also saying, I like to bake as well, so amazing. And Marianne Rosie is saying, a fox eating cake, interesting thing to worry about.
Yeah, I know. It's weird, the things that go through my head. But yes, that does worry me, you know. It's well known where I live, foxes steal cake. They're not interested.
Do you get a lot of foxes
Yeah,
there?
loads. In fact, I think the problem came that we had, when we lived in our old house, we had a cat flap, and one night we woke up, we sort of saw this thing, and the fox had come through the house and come into our bedroom. That was quite frightening.
No.
Yeah.
So they're not afraid of people?
No, because we're in the city, you know, they're always running around. And I live quite close to a chicken shop, and that's just like, you know, their favourite thing, isn't it?
Oh, and they love chickens?
They love chicken and cake, especially my coconut cake.
Well, who knew? Who knew that they loved, who knew they loved, I was going to say cake, chicken. If you have just joined us, we're right in the middle of our sewing, which is incredible. You'll see to the side of me that it is our 12 days of Craftmas. We've got a free gift today, which is incredible. I've got it here now. I've got it in my hands. You're actually getting, it's a key ring, a bear. It's to make all your, it's to make a bear key ring, basically, but you're getting it absolutely free. Now, any orders that you place today that are £10, $10, €10 over, you will get that added to your basket. So you don't need to do anything. That will be your free gift coming to you today. And that's our gift to you from Crafters Companion. So absolutely love that one. Now we are in our second launch now. Second launch means Christmas panel kits. I love these. Becky was showing us the stockings earlier. These are big stockings as well, Becky, which I was really quite shocked about. In fact, stockings that if you get a bit chilly and you've made 2 of them, put them on your feet at Christmas evening, have a little snooze. I think they're amazing. The material, you're getting everything in here. Of course you can wear stockings. That's what they're for, Johnny. Once the presents have come out, you put them on your feet. It gives you an extra layer.
We'll pop them on later.
We'll put them on later. We'll have a picture with our stockings on. Yes, absolutely. We could do it here. But I love this one. It's a great one. You've still got time to make your stockings and have this, which is incredible. The other kit in this collection is the gingerbread house, and it's the Advent calendar panel. Becky will talk us through all of these and show us exactly what you get in there. But they are amazing. You're getting 6 elements in total. There's 3 elements in each one. $39.98 or $49.90. You're saving over 10% on these 2 panel ones. Becky, what are these all about?
Once again, we have just made it easy for you to make these things because they, again, are pre-printed panels. It means that it's really easy. All you've got to do is cut along the lines and then stitch everything together. So I'm going to start with the Advent calendar. And I know we're already into December, but you might be a little bit like me, and a little bit slow at getting things together. I started an Advent calendar a little bit of time ago. In fact, when I was pregnant with my daughter, who's almost 22, and I've not finished it yet.
You've not finished?
No, I've not finished it yet. I kept thinking, oh, Christmas, you're like, yeah, I'll do that and be really good at that time. And then just, I always think November is a month that just disappears immediately. It's almost like we don't have November, it just goes so quickly. So you could absolutely do this ready for next year. The lovely thing about this is it is not going to age. It's a timeless piece. And what better than to be able to make an Advent calendar that you can pass down to your children, to your grandchildren, and it becomes an heirloom piece. So you get the panel of the fabric first of all, and you also get a second panel which has all of the little pockets. So you may not be able to see because the way that the panels are being set up and created is the pockets actually still contain all of the pattern behind them. So it really just sort of hides in here. And these pockets are quite substantial. You could fit, you know, a little chocolate out of one of those tubs or chocolate coins in here. a diamond necklace. That would almost fit in there, I would just say.
I told you she was a posh bird.
I know. Or, you know, a miniature, if it's an advent calendar for an adult, perhaps. But you also get the fabric to make the back, which is beautiful. It has a big panel of fabric, so there is enough to make the little tabs up here to go, so you're able to hang it. All of the fabric at the back, and you'll get a lump of fabric, a piece of fabric around about that big, that you've still got to use for other things. So it makes it really, really useful. It's very easy to put together. They are literally, you just cut out the little squares, you just fold them over so you can't see any of the cream fabric around the outside, and you're just stitching around the edge. So it makes it really, really simple. So that's the first one, that's your advent calendar. The next one are your, what are they called? Christmas stockings. Brain not working. Right, so I'll show you exactly what you get here. You've got loads here.
I love these.
Now I think they've just been really clever. So they had a little bit of space left over after they designed the stockings. So they used the space to create some little decorations that you can cut out and stuff and pop them on the Christmas tree. Now you can see here, you've got one piece printed here, and then you've got the other side like that. So the idea being, these are the outsides of your stockings, and then we've got two more over here. So that's two stockings. But you've also got another panel which has the lining fabric for your stockings. But I just think, well, why would I use, I mean, it's nice to have the lining and everything, and I'll show you the finished stockings and how they look. This is what they would look like. This one's been quilted, this one hasn't, to show you the difference. And you've got that nice lining fabric inside here. But I think, well, why would I do that? Why would I use that lining fabric? Why wouldn't I use the lining fabric to make another stocking? So you get 4 stockings out of what we say, well, that's that one down here. Get 4 stockings out of what we said you originally get 2. You're going to get 4. But then, and you just fill it, it's just lining with some plain fabric. Well, if you've got some plain fabric, why wouldn't you just use one piece for your stocking, and then use that one for another stocking, and just use some plain fabric? So what we've had started off with 2 stockings, we've actually made into 8.
Yeah, that's
You could do that if you've already got some lining fabric, and I just think that makes it a really super good value. But no, the idea being that you'd have this pretty lining to go on the inside of your stocking. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to have a go at making the stockings. So you can see, easy to cut out. You've got your, this is your seam allowance. You're basically cutting along the darker line. Cut everything out, very simple. You can quilt them, you can decorate them. You might want to embellish them with some beads or some glitter. I always like a little bit of glitter. Very, very easy to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out all the pieces. So I've cut out my 2 pieces of lining fabric, and we put those right sides together. And put those to one side. And then I've cut out my 2 pieces of fabric for my outer piece. Now, I want to have a bit of substance to my stocking. Sounds very odd, I want a bit of substance to my stocking. So what I've done is I've actually put some wadding on the back of it. So the kind of batting wadding that we talked about when we were making the little sewing organiser, it's a fluffy thing. It's a fluffy, lofty thickness that we've got here. So
you don't get this in your stocking?
You don't get this in, you have to buy this separately.
Yeah.
And what I've done here is I have ironed it, and I've used some of our adhesive spray, and I've sprayed that onto the back, so everything's secure. And then I've just quilted. So I've stitched along here and along these pieces down here. And then that means that everything keeps together. So if I turn it onto the back, you can see where I've stitched it all down here, just to secure it, so it gives it a bit of substance. And that's what I'm going to do with this one. So I've got my stocking, and I've not stuck it down yet, but I know that that's the right size of wadding or batting that I'm using here. And I'm just using some very lightweight batting or wadding. You can get thicker stuff if you want to make something that's really sort of sturdy. But I just don't think there's any real reason for that when you're just using this as a stocking. If you're going to be wearing it, it might be a different matter. Now what I want to do is I want to fold this over like that.
If you've got an old thermal vest, you could use that. And then when you put them on in the evenings after you've used them, yeah, you have cosy feet.
Good idea. I'm going to use some of our, this is our permanent adhesive, this is our stick and stay, this is the one with the orange lid. So this one is the one that works a little bit like that batting that we had earlier on with the sewing organiser, that the glue is going to adhere once we've actually heated it up. So I'm going to put some spray here. Now, normally you do this in a well-ventilated room, but I'm doing it in the studio. I'm just going to fold that over like that.
We've got the doors open, we're all good.
Well, there's a window behind me
And
as
the
well,
fan's
isn't there?
blowing.
Yeah. I do half and half. Do half, and then I turn the other half, pull it back, and then I'll spray that here. Like that.
Stick and stay, which is a,
Stick and
a
stay.
permanent, yeah. The paper crafting one is a red one, but the fabric one is an orange one.
And we also have the repositionable one, which is stick and spray, which is one that is just like a temporary stick, but I want a permanent stick. So I'm going to do that here, and then I'm going to give it a quick iron. And then the iron, the heat from the iron will melt that glue, and then it will just stick together. And we all want our stockings to stick together. I mean, do you have a stocking at Christmas, Debbie?
Yes, yes, always. I've always done a stocking.
But do you get a stocking at Christmas?
So I haven't done in the past, but Al did get me a stocking last year, which was nice, yes. So I'm hoping he will this year. In fact, he bought me a stocking with my name on last year, so I found it and put it out right in front of him this year. And it's disappeared, so he must have it.
So
I love doing
I
a
give
stocking.
a stocking at Christmas. So obviously Santa comes and drops off the presents, but I do a stocking. I normally do a stocking for everybody, but I don't get the stocking,
Oh, Becky.
which is really sad.
I think you should make yourself a stocking, put your name on it and hang it up.
Well-
and that's a big hint then for someone
Well,
to
it is
then
true, and I
fill
could
it.
fill it with all the things that I was saying to you on the journey here this morning that I brought myself the other week when I went and helped out my friend at a craft fair. And I bought myself a load of bits and pieces, things that I like.
Oh, you can make your own stocking. You
I'm
can
gonna
take
make my
one
own
of these
stocking.
home, Becky, and you can just fill it
I
yourself.
could do, couldn't I? And I could just pretend, oh, look at this. Oh, I wonder who bought me that. Oh. Yes, if you could send this little clip to me, then I can send it on WhatsApp to my family and make them feel guilty.
Becky wants a stocking. It's nice having a stocking. I love waking up Christmas. Before you get up, you just have a few little goodies in your stocking.
I always have chocolate for breakfast on Christmas Day.
Do you?
Yeah, because you know, you normally get some chocolate, don't you? And I think, oh, I'll have a little bit of chocolate. So in my house, chocolate oranges are a big thing. Tim loves a chocolate orange, but it has to be a dark chocolate orange. And last year, I went to my local supermarket, none, just none. And I couldn't understand why there weren't any, so we really struggled. He got one, whereas he normally gets a few. And then I discovered, talking to my friend's daughter, her dad went to our local supermarket and he bought the lot. A whole box, you know, like a whole sort of tray, the whole thing.
Wow.
So he's the one that's got them. He's the secret chocolate.
You need to
orange eater.
because they actually do a cookbook, a chocolate orange cookbook.
Do they really?
Yeah, so you literally can cook loads of recipes but using chocolate orange.
Oh, I like that idea. Right, so I'm just going to make sure that that all matches up. So I've cut those two pieces out. Now I want to do some stitching along here just to quilt it. So I'm going to go back to make sure I've got my stitching at 2.5 millimetres. So I'm going to stitch along this line, and I can stitch along here and here, just to give it a little bit more of a padded feel to it. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's entirely up to you, but I think this gives it a nice finish.
I love the material again on this.
I think
And you've got to love a gingerbread, haven't you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think it's lovely, gingerbread men. I do gingerbread house at Christmas. I love a gingerbread house. And
We always do.
like
I
to
always
eat
buy
it.
them for my granddaughters and then they do them Christmas Eve.
Don't you bake them yourself?
No, not a whole gingerbread house.
Yeah, so I normally choose like a landmark. So one year I did the Taj Mahal out of gingerbread.
A toad in the hole.
Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal.
Oh!
That sounds disgusting. A gingerbread toad in the hole.
A gingerbread toad in the hole. I was like, why would she bake a toad in the hole? A Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal. Yeah. Yeah, don't you? No, or you do your own house out of gingerbread. Don't do that.
No.
I'm just joking. I'd never do that. I'd buy them ready-made and just stick them together and eat the sweets.
Yes, exactly. I was thinking that's really good if you bake yourself, like all the walls and things to make a gingerbread house. Oh, that's so lovely. So Jamie's saying that his grandma always bakes in the elements to build it. That's very good that someone would bake those, because baking walls and things like that is quite tricky, I think, to get them right. I love a gingerbread house, but yeah, I like just, yeah, they are nice. Gingerbread's lovely.
There's something very nice about decorating them, isn't it? It feels kind of festive.
Yes, definitely.
It's like wrapping the presents along to watching, you know, The Holiday or Elf or Home Alone.
Yes. I love Christmas Eve. It's one of my favourite days, just preparing for the next day.
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to Christmas.
It is lovely. I think I enjoy the whole thing about Christmas.
It's only 2 weeks on Monday.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Gosh, it's going to come around quickly.
Yeah.
Right. Now, so I've stitched my, I've done my quilting, or the quilting I'm going to do on there. With everything, you're going to be getting your little guide, your little booklet that shows you step by step how to put everything together. So if I show you where we are on this, it does talk about whether you want a little piece of ribbon to hang it by, and I forgot to bring some ribbon, so I'm going to appropriate this piece of ribbon that came out of that kit that I've just used to hang it up. So we want to choose which side, how you want to hang your stocking. I always hang my stockings this way. It's just my personal opinion. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do put a little bit of glue here, surprise, surprise, and I'm just going to stick that in place. So when I come to sew everything together, this is going to be where I want it to be. And then we're going to stitch around the edges of our stockings just to make them in the right place. So put that clip on there, just hold it in place for the moment. A bit more glue. There we go. Put that there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that to dry for a couple of minutes, and I'm going to stitch around the lining fabric. Now this is different to the way we did that bag that it didn't matter about our raw edges because we're going to encapsulate them with a bit of binding. Yep. This is one where we're going to turn everything around. So what we want to do is we want to stitch all the way around the outside, apart from the top and apart from this bit over here, because that's the bit we're going to turn everything through. So we want to stitch down here all the way along, round up here as well. I'm going to pop a few pins in place just to make sure it doesn't slip or move around. But I just think the pattern of the fabric, both the lining and the outer part of the stocking, are so beautiful it seems a shame to hide it inside the stocking. So if you did happen to have some plain fabric, you wanted to use those, you can definitely very easily get away with making this into 4 stockings, or like I say, 8, which makes it a huge value. I couldn't work out, we need Corinne here to work out how much per stocking that would be. Can you work that out, Johnny? I can't work it out. If you had 8 stockings.
If you've got 8 stockings.
Got 8 stockings, how much would that be per stocking?
Oh, I see what you mean. So divide 31.98 by 8. So we'll divide that. So how much each stocking would be? £4 a stocking.
You wouldn't be able
amazing.
to buy a stocking for that, really, would you? Right, so I've just stitched up and down there, and I'm going to stitch all the way around the edge now.
Oh, so Johnny's got a good point. He's been Corinne, see, £2 a stocking because the other kit is not taken into account.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
You've got to take that half.
Wow.
£2 a stocking, that's amazing.
Could you buy one from a cheap shop on the high street for £2?
I've never seen a stocking for £2.
No.
Maybe a little dog, tiny toy one.
So I'm just stitching along. I'm stitching along that line around the edge of the stocking. Now, obviously, if you're going to fill up your stocking with lots of heavy goods, like gold ingots, you might want to reinforce this. What, gold ingots? Do you not get gold ingots?
That's because, so Jamie's asking why Becky can say that with a straight face. That's because that's what she gets in her stockings, Jamie. It's just normal.
Can you imagine that? That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's the diamond necklace has to go in the advent calendar, Jamie. So the bars of gold go in the stocking.
I've been looking on social media, you know, about everyone's sort of advent calendars.
Yeah.
Because I do like an advent calendar, and I got a chocolate one this year. Sometimes I've got, you know, one with beauty products in. But there are some people that bought a different advent calendar to open on every day. So they bought like the Liberties one, or the Chanel one, or the Dior one, and they
opened the whole thing.
Yeah, I think £7,000 this girl said she spent. But obviously, you know, she's opening them up, and they're all on social media, and
wow,
you know, it's business expense.
You've got to have a lot of pennies to do that.
Absolutely.
Or being an amazing influencer.
Well, I thought actually I can watch the video and I get the excitement of watching them open all the stuff without actually having to pay for it, which was much better.
I do love a beauty advent calendar.
Me
though.
too. Well, I think it was quite nice because you try out different things you wouldn't normally have.
Yes, absolutely.
So
I also love our Crafters advent calendar as well.
I didn't get one this year. I was so annoyed.
I forgot to bring mine with me, so I'm going to have 3 to open when I go home.
Ooh. Yeah, we've got one each in the
Oh, that was so nice.
studio.
Yeah, we went into the green room this morning, and not for me, I'm not eating chocolate, Johnny. Would you like mine as you're in today, Johnny? And Jamie, you can have mine tomorrow.
Oh. Right, now what I've done, I've stitched around the edge, and I've just cut little snips around the edge because I've got these curves here and I want it to lie nice and flat. So I've done that, and I've got that little gap here, and I want to do the same thing with this one, but I don't want a gap. I want to stitch all the way around. So once again, I'm just going to make sure it's all in place, and this time I'm going to use clips because they're easier to use. Well, I say I'm going to use clips. Where have I put my clips? They're easier to use when you've got big layers of fabric like this than pins because it keeps everything, because they're nice and thick, they're nice and deep, these clips. You can fit quite a lot of fabric in between these. So that's what I'm going to do with this. I'm just going to clip everything around now. And we're going to stitch around the edge.
Do you have a favourite chocolate, Becky?
A favourite chocolate?
Yeah.
Did you say?
Yeah.
I don't know if I do, you know. I love a Bounty. I love a Bounty. And I really like it because when I'm here, and if we have any celebrations, no one else seems to eat the Bounties.
I'm the same because I used to love a Bounty as well. Yeah. Luckily, I love a chocolate that you can't get in this country.
Oh, what do you like?
And it's only because every time my best friend goes to Germany, she buys a massive Toblerone, but it's a salted...
Caramel?
No, it's a salted Toblerone. So it's got big chunks of sea salt in it, and it's blue.
I've never seen that.
No, you can't get it here. But it's just divine. Yeah, it's just amazing. You just literally let it melt, and then you just get all this crunch of salt in it. Oh, it's just divine.
Is it milk chocolate or dark chocolate?
It's milk chocolate. It's very nice.
That sounds lovely.
But I'm pleased because I'm not eating chocolate anymore, so I'm really pleased that you can't get it in this country anymore.
So stitching through here, you're going through quite a lot of layers of fabric. You might want to use your walking foot on your sewing machine if you happen to have one for this, because you're going through all these different layers. But it's working okay using my normal foot here. So we're just going to stitch all the way around the outside. I do really like those seashell chocolates.
Yes.
I like
Gillian's.
those ones. They're really good.
Gillian. Yeah, my daughter loves Gillian.
Gillian.
Delicious.
That was always what I got at Christmas when I was a child. I'd get a box of those, but like a little mini box.
Yes.
And I'd eat quite a few and then go back to sleep.
It's a bit like the tin of Danish cookies, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Like I used to have them as a kid, and they're still amazing. They had the big chunks of sugar on the top.
Yeah.
Oh, just gorgeous.
And then your nan would keep the box for her sewing kit afterwards. We're just going all the way around the edge of this here. So this is why, you know, I think clips are a little bit easier because they're nice and thick, nice and deep to manage this thick fabric. So we're going all the way around the edge. We're not going to the top. We're just going all the way around the edge. Now what we want to do here is we want to put these together. So you've got your lining and you've got your outer piece of fabric, and once again I'm going to just snip in to these edges like that, around those corners. You can use your pinking shears if you want to do that, get rid of that bulk of the fabric. Just go around the edge here, like that. And what we want to do here is we want to have these, we want to put them inside each other so we have right sides facing each other. So what we want to do here, so you can see if I put that in there, you're going to have a wrong side and a right side facing each other. So I want to turn this inside out. And then I'm going to pop the lining inside here. Remember, we've got that little gap in between the lining, or in the section of the lining, so we can turn everything through. And then we're going to match up those side seams here. Again, I'm going to use the clips. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Like that.
We've started the talk on chocolate. Linda Fitzsimmons saying, I love peanut butter M&Ms, and you can't get them over here either.
No.
I didn't realise that. I used to love peanut butter. Oh, not peanut butter. I'm thinking of the peanut M&Ms.
Oh, peanut ones you can. Peanut butter you can't.
Ah.
I think they're only a US thing, aren't they?
Ah.
I'll be able to get those in January. We go on holiday. So we've just, all I've done here, I started with those two side seams. So I joined up the side seams first, and then I got the rest of it all in place. And I'm going to stitch around the edge. I'm probably going to use ½ an inch rather than ¼ of an inch, just to make sure I capture all of that little section in place. And now for this, because it's quite tight, I'm going to take off that part of my machine. So that means that this sort of section here is a little bit narrower, because obviously this is quite tight. Now what I can do now is I can pop my stocking into my machine.
Oh, that's clever. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. And it means you've got a little bit more space. You can imagine if I didn't do that and I had this here, I'd be trying like this, trying to get it all round. It'd be a little bit harder. And so this is a better way of doing it. So when you're sort of sewing sleeves or things like that.
Is that what that's made for, that piece?
Yeah, it's intentional that you're able to take it off and use that part. Right.
Caroline's saying she loves a plain bar of Galaxy milk chocolate, no frills, just chocolate. I'm with you, that Galaxy is my favourite chocolate. Jamie loves a Whisper. Johnny, what's your favourite chocolate? Or a Galaxy, yeah. I don't mind, I love any Galaxy. I love a Ripple, Galaxy Ripple.
You like a what?
Galaxy Ripple.
Oh yeah, very good. Do you remember Cadbury's did a snowflake? And it was
yes, they did. White chocolate, yes,
with milk chocolate around the edge.
Dark chocolate flake, yes.
It had that kind of rippled effect.
Yeah, that was very nice.
Okay, right, we're done. Now I'm going to trim this excess off here. So I made a sort of slightly longer or slightly deeper seam allowance because I wanted to make sure I got all of those little sections here. So I'm just going to trim this away. And again, you can use your pinking shears for this. That's what you wanted to do. And then that stops any kind of fraying. Okay, get rid of, oh, and trim that very well. There you go. And then we're going to turn everything round the right way. So we've got our, find that little hole. And you're going to grab this, you turn the actual outside of your stocking through that little gap. It just take a little bit of time. Don't, if you want to leave a larger gap to make it easier, then that's fine. Depends on the thickness of that wadding, or batting. If you're using something very thick, I'd definitely leave a longer or wider gap to turn everything out, because obviously you've got quite a lot of bulk of fabric to get through here. So we've got that, pulled out. Like that. And then you're going to pop this lining, it's going to go in on itself.
They're very clever, these kits, aren't they?
They are, they've thought about everything. So we've got our lining like that, and I just want to stitch this together. So I'm going to fold that over. Guess what I'm going to use? I'm going to use a bit of glue.
Glue.
So I'm going to fold that over like that. I'm going to give it all a bit of an iron as well, so it's nice and finished. Fold that over, so I'm just folding that little bit of seam allowance over like that. There we go. Give that a press, and then I'm going to give that a stitch.
Sharon saying we have taken we take chocolate over to our daughter in Australia. A big bar of Galaxy for her, a large Toblerone for her partner. We're off in 8 weeks in January. Chocolate is in the hold case. Very nice way to go over to Australia with. I suppose their chocolate must be different in Australia.
Well, my cousin works for Cadbury's over in New Zealand, and it's a different formulation because of each continent has different formulation to do with the milk. Yeah. Because obviously the milk and the grass that the cows eat. Creates a different type of milk. It's different in each country because grass is different. Yeah. But also to cope with humidity and heat better, they have a slightly different formulation. So he's brought back chocolate from New Zealand and Australia, and it tastes different. I can't quite put my finger. You can still tell it's Cadbury's, but it just doesn't taste exactly the same because of that sort of formulation. But I think if you are in a humid environment and you tasted it, it'd probably taste exactly the same. It's a little bit like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, isn't it? They're supposed to taste exactly the same depending on the temperature that you drink it at. So yeah, apparently that is the case. So I'm just going to give that a bit of a press, and I want to give it an iron as well. Oh, sorry. I want to give it a stitch along the top here to finish it off. But you can see you've got that beautiful lining in here. You've got that lovely design around the outside. You just need to sort of pop out all of those little curves here, which will come out once you've popped your hand through them and sort of rubbed along those little seams. But you can see how that looks, like that. And there you've got your Christmas stocking. As I say, these won't take very much time at all, and you've got the benefit of the fact that you can make 8 if you wanted to. If you had some other fabric to do the lining and some fabric to do the back, you could potentially make 8 stockings out of this.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. I love that. And remember, we've got those extra half meters as well. So some of them, especially those heart fabrics, would look lovely if you want to use them for your lining. And then you've got 8 of those different stockings. Tracy is saying, I love a PS bar. She said it's a caramel, a PS bar. She said it's a caramel white chocolate and it's not too sweet. It's lovely. I get them from South Africa when I visit family and bring loads back when I come back. So I have a secret stash. Oh, Tracy, you might have to send us one in, and we'll have to chop it up into bits and try it. Sharon is saying we take, oh no, I read that one, sorry. And Sarah Brown is in the Flaming Galars in. She's saying, Becky, don't forget you can't get the snack chocolate, but we can in Australia.
Yeah, that is
snack.
That is my favourite chocolate bar, I have to be honest. Oh. So it's Cadbury's, and it's little sections, so 6 sections I think, but each little piece has got different flavour in the middle. So one's got Turkish Delight, one's got like orange cream, one's got caramel. They're all different.
So it's like having a jar of roses, but in a snack bar.
In a bar, yeah.
That's a cool idea. How do we not have them here? Amazing. Keep your chocolate stories coming in of what you have around the world. Love to hear what sort of chocolate you have. It's quite interesting, isn't it, to think about that milk and grass and how chocolate's made. So it's amazing. But anyway, we're talking all things sewing, which is incredible in itself. If you want to get making your stockings, and make sure that you definitely have those. I'm just wanting to find. Eleanor's saying that she needs, she really loves the stockings, and I need to get another sewing machine that I can make the grandkids some stockings. So that's my plan for next year. Yeah, Eleanor, get your stockings in ready to make. Right, we're going to have a very short break before we finish up the last half hour of the show. So take a look at this.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people, and we know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family. Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate.
Thinking, Joe, it might not work as well because I've put too much.
Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place.
Because I have a way of words that I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Mosby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You're right.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
I went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with the and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami. I've got some.
You got to love them, haven't you? There's always a blooper for something. Anyway, we are in our softer side of life with new products as well, so make sure you shop for those. We've seen some amazing things that Becky's been making this morning, including those stockings. We've also got a free gift. It's our 12 days of Craftmas, and it's landed on our free gift section on the wheel here, which is amazing because you are getting this key ring. Now, the key ring itself, you make it, but you've got all the elements to make the amazing little bear on here key ring. So that is a gift in itself, isn't it? But it's a gift from us to you, and all you need to do is spend $10 or £10. Right, now we're going on to more animals because these are in the later on show. We've got a masterclass with these. Becky's going to be showing us through them. I adore these animals. I just think they're super cute. They're absolutely amazing. You're getting all of these, what I'm going to show you, which are incredible. We've got the first one I want to show you with is the little lion. I think that is super cute, just a lovely one to do. I'm hoping Becky's going to show us just how easy they are when you put them together. You're getting all three of these for platinum price of £43 or 96. You're getting your you lined up over there. Your dragon, I love the little dragon, so absolutely gorgeous. Then you've got your elephant in there, and you've also got your teddy bear as well template in there, but which we don't have with us. So you're getting 4 templates, which is incredible. 5 pieces in total. We'll have to, so that says 6, that says 5. So what's the, so it's a 5 teddy kit. There's 2 teddy bears.
And they're kits. So
right.
they're full kits.
So there's 5 kits in total. Wow,
no.
amazing. Let's have a look at Becky because she's got all the them over there.
I've got them all lined up. It's like I'm a child all over again. So in this collection, you will get the templates to make the elephant, the dragon, and the lion. But you'll also get a kit to make the rabbit. It's a teddy, but she's got floppy ears. You get these 2 over here, the teddy and the rabbit, are actually full kits. So you get everything in them, including, again, we've got a pre-printed panel of fabric that you just need to cut out, similar to the panels that we've just shown you earlier today. But they come together. You can see they're very similar in the way that they come together. They all have these little joints here, which are just made out of buttons. It means if you've ever done any sort of toy making before, creating an actual proper joint is really difficult. These make everything a lot easier. So they work in the same kind of way. If I show you the teddy bears first of all, so teddy bear, rabbit, long ears, that's the difference. They look exactly the same, let's be honest. They've got different patterned fabrics. You can have them different way round if that's what you wanted to. They only come in this colourway because you know, the blue for the teddy and the pinky peach colour are for the rabbit. You've got everything in there. You've got the safety noses, you've got the safety eyes, you have the buttons as well. You even get the ribbon to go around their little necks, and all of the fabric is that pre-printed panel, making it very, very easy for you to put together. We give you step-by-step instructions as to how to put them together, but they are very, very simple. And you can see how they look from the back. Now, with the templates, you've obviously got then the ability to chop and change them. And these have been created so if you decide with Dragon, if you turn the Dragon around here, you can see he's got proper tail, he's got wings. If you decided you wanted to put Dragon wings on your elephant, I don't know why you would, because I'd be very concerned when I was outside about what might fall on my head.
Dragon flump.
Yeah. You can absolutely do that. If you wanted to change the ears and interchange them, you can do that. They've been made so you can interchange them. If you've ever been in the UK and you watch the show CD UK, you probably know about Wonky Donkey. Where you could make your own wonky donkey kind of thing, where you had a mismatch of different body parts. But again, you get step-by-step instructions inside there. They have templates, so you can use any of your fabrics. So obviously here we've used some plain fabrics, this one, a little bit of gingham, but I just think these are brilliant. If you wanted to make a gift, I always think about children's school uniform. It's such a waste when children leave, and actually being able to have a toy or a doll that's made out of those that school uniform as a gift, maybe for a teacher, or maybe for your own children. Perhaps you want to use some fabrics that mean something to you. There might be shirts that belong to their granddad or something like that. Great way of being able to do them, and I think they're absolutely gorgeous. They are really beautiful selection of different designs that you can get. I have to say my favourite is the dragon, and for that reason and that reason only, that's the one we're going to be doing later on today.
Oh, love that. Yes, I found the teddy bear. So this is how yours will come. You're getting those 2 teddy bears there, plus those 3 designs with all of those. Incredible value when you think about it. For $54.95, that works out, what, about just over £6 each to make those.
Incredible.
That's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Even cheaper if it's platinum, £43.96 or $59. So absolutely love those ones. Right, we are going back to our templates here, because the panel kits come with lots of additional things, including this one here, so you can make some additional little pieces in there. So I think we're going to look at this now with Becky. Yeah, it's great that you get so many elements on this sheet.
A little bit of extra, why not? So you can see here we've got all sorts of different decorations that are cut out, or ready to be cut out, including that nutcracker and, well, I think that's a sugar plum flairy. Yes, the sugar plum flairy, who's very well known. You know what I mean. I'll show you what they look like here. So these have been stuffed with some toy stuffing, with a little bit of ribbon. So you don't have any ribbon in this collection. However, as I mentioned before, with that advent calendar, you get too much fabric. I would just cut strips of fabric and use that as the ribbon. But you can see here you've got Christmas wreath. We've got mistletoe, but we can't really be mistletoe because it's got red berries, so I don't really know. It's some kind of festive fern. You've got sugar plum fairy, gingerbread man, candy cane, and the nutcracker.
You can make little lavender bags for Christmas.
You could,
couldn't you, with these?
Absolutely. And once again, whilst we've sort of said to you, you cut out 2 pieces basically and you sew them together. If you wanted to use some plain fabric, you could get twice as many decorations. You get basically 1 of each out of here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these right size together, and I'm going to leave this top bit free. I'm not going to stitch that bit up because I'm going to use that as where I'm going to put all my stuffing. So I'm just going to stitch around here, and again back and forth a couple of times at the beginning and end, and I'm going to stitch along that line around the edge. Back and forth.
You make that look so easy.
Well, these are quite a nice curve to stitch around, to be honest. It's quite a smooth, if you know what I mean, curve. Now what we're going to do here is, obviously this is completely curved around the edge, and because of that I want to keep that curve, and I'm going to trim down here almost to where my stitching line is. I'm just going to stitch all the way around here, like that. Get rid of that, and I would normally do this with my pinking shears, but I haven't got those with me today. So we've got that bit, and then we're going to turn this the right side out, if I can ever find the end. There we go. And then just turn this in on itself, so we've got the right side facing outwards. I've left a very small gap.
Yeah, you did leave yourself,
haven't I?
Very
Been a little bit, made my life a little bit difficult here. Just going to move that forward, and what I'm going to do is, once I've turned it around the right way, which might take me a bit of time, I'm going to use some of my stuffing. Now, if you've bought the animals and the teddy bears, the animal templates, those teddy bear kits, you will find, and you've made those teddy bear kits, you will find there's far too much stuffing in there. We've even included a bit of embroidery thread actually, so you can embroider a little face on them, but we've given you too much stuffing. And just like the free gift that we've got today, where you've got that little key ring, again, we gave you too much stuffing in it. So you will probably, if you've already bought bits and pieces from us, you've probably got bits of stuffing at home. So I'm just going to use, using the end of my pen, which is a nice soft curve, just to turn that round the right way. And I am going to take some of my stuffing, which I brought with me. So this is polyester stuffing. I'm just going to take a few pieces, and we're just going to stuff this until it's the right kind of puffiness, is what I would call it. It's nice and sort of, no, it's got a nice sort of puffiness to it, like a cushion, little mini cushion. But of course, yeah, absolutely, using those little lavender bags would be great. That'd be a really nice thing to do. And I think maybe if you wanted to use these, do you do table presents at Christmas when you have Christmas lunch?
Funny enough, we're not doing it this year. I've not spoke about it this year, but we have done in the past, but we haven't done it the last couple of years. So, but it's the first year that we've all got together as a big family in the last few years. So we've all sort of done our different things. I've always been with my daughters, but never with my dad and my brother. So we're all together this year.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be lovely. But yes, so we haven't done table presents this year. So, but I think that's a nice idea.
Yeah, and or maybe it's like the name places. You know, each person's got a little decoration. That's quite nice.
Well, Becky must get more diamonds, I would have thought, for her table present.
Well, I had an idea about what I was going to do for a table present, and I'm not going to say it just in case anyone's watching. But I had an idea, and I was inspired by watching all of you other craft experts, actually.
Oh.
So whether I get it done or not, I don't know. But I also had a little bit of a plan for my take on one of the craft-alongs. But again, I don't know if I'm going to have enough time.
Right.
But I mentioned it to my husband. He went, "You are kidding me." And I was like, no, I think it'll be a really good idea. And he was like, "That is going to take you forever." I said, no, I don't think it will do. I think it's going to be easy. So we'll see. But I don't want to give it away. I want it to be a surprise.
Ah,
Right.
well, another thing we're pinned to get out of you later. So that's who you're going to make cupcakes for, and now what your table present idea is.
Right, now we're just going to I've just taken a little piece of random ribbon I found. I'm just going to trim that to make a little bit of a loop. So I haven't put loads of stuffing in it. This one's quite a lot more stuffing in that one. I haven't put loads in, but you can see here, this little bit where we've got the top of our ornament. We've got that little red piece here, and I want to just fold that over till it's in the right place. And then I'm going to pop my ribbon in here, like that. Just pop that
We
in the
can't
place.
see, Becky. You're going to have to take it up.
Oh, sorry, sorry. I'm just folding that over. So that's the cream fabric is the bit I don't want to see, and that is the bit that I do want to see. A little bit of red, and I'll pop my ribbon in there. And again, I'm going to use a bit of glue just to get everything in the right place before I stitch it.
Amazing. Is there anyone else that thinks it looks a bit like a whoopee cushion? Do you
It does look like a whoopee
the old
cushion.
whoopee cushions?
You could do that, couldn't you? You could fit that with a little bit of a whoopee cushion. Now in the what was that?
So Johnny has told us about his son Leo that pranked him with a whoopee cushion, but when he sat on it, it exploded because it burst. He must have sat down really heavy, Johnny.
You must have done. You must have sat down heavy.
Did he cry?
When I was a kid, we were going on holiday with all my family, and we were on the plane, there was a really very, very tall lady who was cabin crew, and some boys had got a whoopee cushion, and every time she bent down, which was all the time because she was so tall, they just kept making this whoopee cushion make this noise. And this woman was so embarrassed. I remember as a child thinking, that's hilarious, I can't wait to do that. Right, there you go, quick. Easy, little bit of a decoration to hang on the Christmas tree. It's taken very little time, and I just think you're getting these for nothing with your stocking. They're just a little extra that you've got. You can put a little piece of other fabric on the back and make two, if that's what you want to do.
That is so lovely. Absolutely love them. And you're getting them all in these kits, which is incredible. And like Becky said, you're just getting those because they added it to that white on the material for the stocking. So you're getting additional extras in that one. You are getting your stocking in the pack, and you are getting the advent calendar as well, which is beautiful. Right, we do need to get a quick vote in. So Becky, if you could line up your makes for the show. You've done some amazing ones in the show, so going to be a bit of a
I'm going to put the totally
one.
finished one with the button on. So this is the little There you go, that's your little sewing kit out of those Make It kits. Then we have a stocking with that lining, and then finally we have a little decoration. So 1, 2 or 3.
1, 2, 3. Get your votes coming in. Sharon said, I made the bunny bear for my niece and it's really easy to do. I love these kits. Rosalind saying, I need to check my stash. I know I have the dolls, but I'm not sure about the animals. Paul Prince is in on YouTube saying, good morning from South Carolina. A chocolate conversation going on is making me want a hot chocolate instead of a coffee this morning. Rosalind saying, I stepped away from the computer to get a cup of tea and all I hear is giggles from the computer. Yeah, absolutely. Sharon, Tracy is saying, Debbie, do you like Yankee candles? Why are people taking you in photos standing in front of Yankee candle shops? Tagging maybe?
Oh yes, it was. I saw that on Facebook. Someone was at a Yankee candle shop. Do you like Yankee candles?
No, so Craig loves Yankee candles. Right. I love Yankee candles, but they give me a headache, so I can't have them. Oh. Yes. So, oh, okay, I didn't realise that. Yeah, Craig is the lover of Yankee Candle, although Craig has told me that the company has took over Yankee Candles, and they're slightly different now, and they're better. Oh. So, yes, so they might not give me, other candles are fine, but Yankee Candles give me a headache. So I don't know what they put into the Yankee Candles that give me a bad head. So, yes, but who knows? Yeah, it's all small. Well, I haven't tried every single one, but every one I have tried has given me a headache, which is such a shame because I've had some lovely Yankee Candle gifts in the past, but yeah, they're just maybe just too strong for me. I don't know, but yeah, I didn't know, so I'm being tagged in them. So thank you for tagging me. I love them, but I just don't burn them. Right, we're going to go back to the first launch we had at the top of the hour, which are those bags. They're incredible bags, these ones, because you're getting that cylindrical zip pouch. You're also getting your makeup case, and you're getting a sewing storage bag as well. Every single one of these is a giftable item, or just keep them for yourself if you love them. Also, you can make them for someone to give for Christmas as well. Great stocking fillers, great for a Christmas gift idea. You'll get them before Christmas, so great one to have. £32 platinum price or $40. An absolute bargain for all three of those. Now, you can buy them individual, but the best way to get them is with that 10% discount with those ones. And everything that you buy today over £10 or $10, you will get that free gift of that teddy bear chain as well, which is absolutely beautiful. I've got it right here. We're going to show you the details just on the side, but you will get them on all our orders over £10 or $10, so make sure you get those. We're just going to look at some samples of these ones just to show you what you can make with them. They've been incredibly popular this morning, so make sure you get your baskets checked out. Becky, these are beautiful, not only in their design, but the materials used are stunning.
They are. They're really pretty design, and I love the fact that you're getting every single thing you need in here, so it makes it really simple. You can gift these as finished items, but equally you can gift these as the kit because everything's there. I mean, you'll need a sewing machine. It would be a real labour of love to sew them by hand. You need a sewing machine and you need some thread. That's it. You don't need anything else. A pair of scissors because you're going to cut out the panels. But if I show you this one first, so this is a makeup bag. You know, the fabric in here, you obviously don't get the stuffing, but the fabric, each panel is in a big sheet, on a big piece of fabric. You cut each individual section out and they're all labelled, and you've got that lovely lining inside. You've even got a little zip pocket in this particular one to put other bits and pieces inside. Again, you've got lining in that one.
I love that.
You haven't got, this one has got some interfacing in it. The interfacing doesn't come with your bundle, but you've got you've got the zips and everything else. You do have, just feeling those, I think you've got, in this one you get some wadding. I don't think you get the interfacing. I will check for sure. And here you've got, you can see on the, you'll be able to see on the website exactly what you get inside them. So you've got your zip here to create that little pouch, as well as that zip in the side. So that's your makeup bag. Now, I would be sneaky, and I would, before I cut out my panels, or after I cut out my panels, I'd then put them on some paper and I'd draw out the paper, so I'd make my own patterns so I could use these again. So I wouldn't be able to use my same fabrics, but I'd be able to use the design again, and I'd use my stash for that. So this is your cylindrical bag. Really like this one because it's almost an entire cylinder. You've got this little tiny pop at the back, but that's the only thing that's holding it all together. So you can actually really see inside what you're getting. And once again, you're going to be getting all the lining fabric, so you've got all the panels already pre-printed for you, already marked up. All you've got to do is follow the instructions, cut around the edge. You don't need to worry about putting any seam allowance, you just cut on the line, and you'll see that you've got all of those different bits here. And then that's your cylindrical one. And then finally, this is the one that we did on the demo. So this is your sewing kit. Again, all of those different bits and pieces in here. It just makes for a really good gift to give to somebody.
Yeah, no, I agree. Absolutely beautiful. We have a winner. Winner is number 2. It's that incredible stocking. I'm not surprised. Absolutely beautiful. So Becky's stocking will go in the vote later on this evening for the vote of the day. Thank you so much for joining us. Becky, thank you for a great couple of hours. I don't know where the time's gone. I can't wait to get back to masterclass where we'll be making the dragon,
and we're going to be doing something on a ragdoll as well.
Oh, amazing. Absolutely love that. It is a masterclass, so you know you can come back to us and get everything you need to know for that incredible making of the dragon and lots of other little bits. Bye for now.